With The Rock announcing an injury and more. This is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on, and don't forget to like the video. Mentioning how they were offered contracts by TNA Wrestling prior to their return to WWE, Gallows and Anderson noted on their Talkin' Shop podcast, "We signed with TNA on July 15th to the 16th, 2020. It was a 2-year deal and it ended on July 16th, 2022. That was our last TV tapings. Let's put it out there. TNA and the people in charge of TNA at the time offered us a new 2-year deal. They offered us a new 2-year deal with significant raises. I know that will make some people mad. You don't need to say that. It doesn't matter. They didn't. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. They even said, you earned. We were offered a new 2-year deal. We said we would do it. We wanted to do it, but we wanted to be able to make those New Japan dates. To their credit, they said, I can't sign you to this and have you miss these shows. We, at the time, we had really missed Japan." Recalling her outfit from NXT TakeOver Portland to celebrate Black History Month, Bianca Belair said this on Ring the Bell. "Yes, that was a moment. The gear, the accessories, the meaning behind it. Yes, I hope that they make an action figure out of that one day. That was an NXT. That's crazy. I should recreate something like that for the main roster. Sometimes I still have to pinch myself to, understand the gravity of it all, because I'm just out here just trying to accomplish great things. Be unapologetically me, create a legacy for myself, and change the game. That's really what I'm here to do, is change the game. And just make it easy for people that come in behind me. I just always think about the people that came before me. None of this would be possible without them laying that foundation, allowing for it to be a time and space where I felt very safe and very comfortable to go out there and just show up as myself and show up and show out and be unapologetically me and push the envelope and bring my culture to the table." Speaking about possibly returning to WWE to manage Cody Rhodes like he did in AEW, Arn Anderson told Busted Open Radio, "I'm 65 and my liver is 127. I am on short time and I probably don't have a lot of time on the planet, much less in the business. I am dedicating whatever time I have left one way or another to helping my son Brock Anderson, who is breaking in, get a spot in the business with some company and get established, and help him get to a position where he can make a living and can contribute, and he can be a valuable asset to whatever company uses him. That's what I want to dedicate whatever time I have left. If that means what we're doing now, we're running around and driving to some indies. Whatever shows are in driving range and are plausible. I don't want to get on a plane these days unless I have to. If I can drive it and he can drive it, let's do it. We'll just go around and exercise our name to help these young independent promotions, maybe draw a few more people. Would I come back in the right situation for a short-term something with Cody? If anybody out there thinks it's a good idea, let me know. I don't know. It would be something. He and I have never had that conversation." After his comments blew up, I sent him a text and asked how everything was. We had a couple texts back and forth and it never came up. I went, maybe that was just him testing the waters himself when he threw it out there. I was honored and flattered of the things he said. That's the way I am with Cody. You're the star of the show. Go out there and act like one. Revealing a limitation she had during the NXT Battleground match against Roxanne Perez, TNA Knockouts champion Jordynne Grace said this to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful. "I do think it was a strong performance, but I feel like I can do better. I feel like the WWE Universe hasn't witnessed what I can do yet. Can't do any pile drivers, only certain people. They don't know me like that. I gotta get some more credibility under my belt first before I start busting out trapped arm pile drivers. I don't know." Staying on the topic of NXT Battleground, Ringside News said this in regards to original plans for the event. According to PW Insider, Ash by Elegant's involvement in the Battleground Premium Live event over the weekend was a last-minute addition. Initially, the planned finish was supposed to involve only Tatum Paxley. However, the idea of incorporating another surprise element by adding Ash by Elegant emerged during the discussions, leading to her unexpected appearance. Talking about a potential return to WWE, Matt Cardona told Sportskeeda, "Now, I'd be lying if I said that I love wrestling at high school gyms and that I don't miss wrestling at Madison Square Garden. Come on, a couple of months ago, I wrestled Adam Copeland, Edge, my literal dream match on AEW, to just walk out in a full arena. Of course, I missed that. Of course, but right now, I'm doing the best I possibly can. I'm taking the things I can control and doing the best I possibly can at them. Of course, I want to be back in WWE or AEW, but only if it's right. I don't want to be back just to be back. I don't want to just be a guy on the roster. Been there, done that. If right now my phone rings from Tony Khan and Triple H, I'm going to pick up and have a convo, but I'm not going to get on my hands and knees begging for a job." After suffering a foot problem during labor back in November, Carmella said this to Chris Van Vliet about a return to WWE action. "I would love to return. I mean, I'm obviously so immersed in this motherhood world right now, but honestly, I actually have an injury from delivery. I have a lot of nerve damage that happened, and my foot is kind of non-functional right now. It's something that I never knew could happen during labor and delivery. I have 2 herniated discs in my back, and that's correlated to my foot. I haven't even been able to work out or do anything that will get me back to the ring quite yet. Hopefully, eventually, I'll get there, but right now, I'm just working on it. I'm going to be in physical therapy and things like that. I mean, I've been wrestling for 11 years. I've never been injured, knock on wood. And now here I have a baby and I'm going to physical therapy. I don't know how that works out, but here we go." Going over the Undertaker addressing allegations over him targeting a star due to their sexuality, Ringside News noted that during his 6 Feet Under podcast, the Undertaker reflected on his use of chair shots to the head during his WWE career. He clarified that when he swung a chair, he did so without malice and treated everyone equally regardless of their experience level. At the time, the understanding of head injuries like CTE was limited and chair shots were a common practice in wrestling. In my defense, go back and look at the whole scope of how I swing a chair. I hit everybody the same. There was no malice. There was no oh, I'm going to try and hurt the greenhorn. If you look at all my chair shots when we could hit, now granted, at the time we did not know about CTE, and I came up in a generation where that's how you swung a chair. The Undertaker addressed rumors that he targeted Kanyon with a chair because of his sexual orientation, denying any knowledge of Kanyon's sexuality until years later. He emphasized that his chair shots were not motivated by personal factors, but were part of his wrestling style. Reflecting on his own experiences, The Undertaker acknowledged that knowing what we now know about head injuries, he would approach things differently. He emphasized the importance of protecting oneself and others in the ring, especially in light of the increased awareness of the risks associated with head trauma. And I've been accused, and I'm getting a little bit hot about it. I've been accused of smashing Kanyon with a chair because he was gay. I didn't even know he was gay. I didn't even know until years later. I could care less. But there's people out there that have created that rumor. Undertaker smashed him. Undertaker swung the chair the way Undertaker swung a chair. I didn't expect anything. If I swung a chair at somebody the way I swung it, I'd expect the same one back. Watch me and Triple H. He beat the crap out of me. That's just the way I learned how to swing a chair. Bruiser Brody hit me with a chair in my first match that I thought I broke my spine. That's just the way I came up. Knowing now what we do about head injuries, it's a different deal. I would say, okay, make sure that you get your hands up. Touching on WWE's reaction to the recent performances of Tama Tonga following his arrival in the company, Dave Meltzer noted on Wrestling Observer Radio, Tama Tonga is one of the best guys they've got. He's been working great. Everyone's been surprised at how good he was. I think they knew he was good, but he's really turned it on. One of the things with the guys when they come from Japan, they're just used to a faster style, so they stand out more when they come in because they're working that more relentless, more physical, more intense style, and that's what he's been doing. Confirming his discussions with TNA Wrestling, former WWE star Matt Riddle told Jurat, "I've been in talks with TNA. I've been in talks with everybody. To be honest, right now I'm focusing on myself. I just had a child. I have a 6-month-old son, plus 3 other kids. My twin girls are 14 and my other son is 11. I have quite the roster. I'm just focusing on that because the last decade or longer, I've been wrestling and training." Soft Ground Wrestling in Uganda posted a clip on X where WWE Champion Cody Rhodes had this to say.
Hello, this is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and I just wanted to send a quick message to my friends at SGW Soft Ground Wrestling Uganda. We've all been watching what you guys have been doing lately. I've talked to a few friends about how the experience is down there. It's incredibly impressive, and it's wonderful to see your love at SGW for pro wrestling and sports entertainment. Of course, some shout outs are due. Boom Bash, Jordan, Cool Man, Pamela, One Man Army. I love everything that you guys are doing. It's not lost on me that with the world as divided as it may be, social issues, climate issues, political issues, whatever it may be, one thing that we can universally bond on is our love for pro wrestling. With that said, you guys need a proper wrestling ring. You need one for your stories and to be able to do what you do. You got to be welcomed into the wrestling business in the right way. You need a proper ring. We have found someone in Uganda who can make it for you. It's not coming over on a boat. It's not going to get broken. We're going to get it done. And when it gets done, send the bill to me. It is on me. My gift to you. The wrestling business has literally given me everything in my life that I could possibly dream of, and I would just like to give something back to you guys, welcome you officially into this big wide world of pro wrestling. I can't wait to see what you do with it. Enjoy it. Thanks, guys.
When it comes to another potential member of the bloodline being added to WWE, Hikuleo, who seemingly finished up in New Japan following the Dominion event on the 9th, was mentioned on Wrestling Observer Radio. I can't say for when Hikuleo first started, but once he got fairly good, he was on WWE's radar at that point, and it was just a question of getting him enough experience, and I think he's got it. They don't have any giants right now. I mean, if you really think about it, Braun Strowman is the biggest guy, right? And Hikuleo's several inches taller than him. Maybe he's in Roman's crew. Maybe he's in the other crew. There's room for a lot of Islanders in that promotion right now because they're going to be taking up a lot of the main event spots come WrestleMania and before, I think. In some unfortunate news, the mother of WWE star Alba Fyre has passed away, with Ringside News writing that, according to the Daily Record, Brittany Mitchell, Alba Fyre's mother, was tragically struck by a vehicle in Orlando while crossing the street with her partner on May 17th. Sadly, the 51-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene. Local authorities reported that the driver cooperated at the scene and no charges are expected to be filed. Mitchell had flown out to Orlando for a family holiday to visit her daughter, Alba Fyre. Alba Fyre, real name Kaylee Ray, expressed her family's profound grief and a heartfelt tribute to her mother. She went on to describe her mother as the most caring and fun-loving person, the life of every party, and a beloved figure to all who knew her. Mitchell's passing has left a deep void in their lives, and the WWE superstar requested privacy for her family during this difficult time, while also urging people to remember her mother for the love she brought to everyone's lives. On Friday, my mom and dad were hit by a vehicle while crossing the road. Unfortunately, my mom didn't make it. Words cannot describe how devastated we all are. She was the most caring, fun-loving person, the life of every party, and the biggest legend we all knew. She was greatly loved and will will be deeply missed. We know everyone will be feeling this loss, and while our family would appreciate some privacy at this time, we'd like people to remember my mom for all the love she brought to everyone. Prior to NXT Battleground, where she would act as the host of the event, Sexyy Red would be arrested at the Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey. Here's a clip of the altercation that led to the arrest. Noting how he suffered an injury during the filming of his upcoming movie, The Rock said this on Instagram.
As you guys know, I'm filming a movie called The Smashing Machine, and anytime your film is called The Smashing Machine, well, you're kind of gonna get smashed up. Look at that sucker right there. Looks like I have a cantaloupe at the bottom of my elbow. I got banged up pretty good today in our scenes. And then there might be some soft tissue damage in there. That's a lot of fluid. We'll see. I got to get it out of there first before I get any kind of MRI. But pain feels pretty good. But all good. It is what it is until it isn't. I remember my old man used to say, God rest his soul, the Soul Man. He's an old school pro wrestler, old school bodybuilder. He always used to say, day without pain is like a day without sunshine, boy. Listen, if you guys have any advice, any counsel on, I've been banged up in the past before. I've had injuries before. I've tore my quad off my pelvis, tore my adductor off my pelvis, tore my entire abdomen wall, all wrestling, pro wrestling matches, had 4 knee surgeries, torn Achilles, ruptures in my back, completely reconstructed shoulder over here. So I've been there before, but if you look at that fucking thing, if you guys have any advanced advice on some great anti-inflammatories, please let me know. I have a couple here. This from this company. No, this isn't it. It's not this one. This. Yes. I've tried them all. This might be my favorite anti-inflammatory. It's called La Terramana. Cheers. And cheers. The fucking melons at the bottom of your arm. I gotta tell you, even with all the advanced medicine out there that could take care of this, it feels better already. Yeah, feels better already. All right, let's go to the gym. Here we go.
And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.